Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm giving you an update because this is now Sunday. It is now 5 past or going on 10 past 11 in the morning in London. And I'm just giving you the amendment that I'm presenting this file, this program, with regards to what has happened this last weekend. Started in Israel on and around the beginning of the Shabbat. That will be Friday night for you Gentiles who don't know the difference between a 12 o'clock to 12 o'clock start of a day as opposed to a sunset to sunset. But at the sunset, the beginning of the Shabbat on Friday night, Hamas decided to launch an all-out offensive against Israel from the Gaza Strip. Barrage, rocket after rocket after rocket. And I'm reporting this and recording this video, which will be a compilation of a few clips just to give you a sample of what this weekend has been like in Israel. Okay, I'm sorry and sad that I have to report this, but unfortunately, in reality, when you're trying to make people aware who support the Palestinian cause over the Israeli cause, I just want you people out there that support the Palestinian cause over the Israeli cause to give a thought about what's really happening, because I don't think you fully understand. For the people who support Israel, they know full well what Israel is up against. They know full well. And for those people who are biblically minded, well, you'll pretty much know that as well. Okay? You'll know what's going on. So I'm adding this video with a collection of other videos that I've done. I hope you find this thought-provoking and that this report is pertinent and needed. In this report there will be some stills and a couple of video clips. Just a sample of what was going on during the course of this last weekend in Israel on the Hamas Gaza Strip Israel border. And without further ado, I'm signing off on this report, and I'm posting it right now. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's quite a mournful report that I'm giving. I'm reporting from my own one-bedroom flat here in London. The reason why I'm reporting this is because I'm going to show you exactly what happens when the Hamas go mad and launch rockets against Israel. By the time you receive this, this program will be filed on the Sunday, but actually it's the Shabbat that I'm reporting this. I'm cutting short my Shabbat. Normally I'm not supposed to work at all, but I've cut short my Shabbat just to give this quick interim report, which I will be including video clips that I've harvested from Facebook that shows you exactly what has been going on in the last 24 going on 30 hours in Israel. Last night, being as it is the Shabbat, this is coming up to sunset Saturday, sunset Friday, beginning of the Shabbat. That was effectively, according to the Gentiles calendar, last night. Almost immediately the Shabbat began. Hamas started to drill Israel with rockets. Okay, the report so far is that 100 rockets have been launched from the Gaza Strip by Palestinian by Islamic faithful Palestinian terrorists. I'm using the term Islamic faithful. I want to stop using terms like Islamic extremist, because when a person is classed as an extremist, it makes it sound like they're an isolated case, or they've taken their belief system a little too far. But if I've read the Quran correctly from studying it from opposition research point of view, and seeing what Muslims do teach in their schools, what they do teach in their mosques, I can only deduce that they're not extremists. These are Muslim faithful terrorists. Okay, these are people who take their belief to the ultimate conclusion, who actually follow out faithfully and obediently, mindlessly, the teachings of the Hadith and the Prophet Muhammad. Okay, so I'm going to stop using the term extremists from now on. They are called Islamic faithful. Islamic faithful. Get that. Islamic faithful. Get those terms in your head, in your ears. Write it on your mind so you know. These are Islamic faithful, not Islamic extremists. These are people who are faithful to the Quran, to the Prophet Muhammad, which teaches them to kill. To commit taqiyya, which means to lie through their teeth. But these are Muslim faithful. Okay, these are Islamic faithful terrorists launching attacks against Israel by lobbing rockets. Excuse me. By launching rockets from the Gaza Strip eastward into Israel. Synagogues has been bombed. No fatalities so far reported. One person injured, lightly injured with shrapnel. This is what's going on. Okay, I'll be filing this report with a post editorial to include it as a report, both to go up to Facebook and YouTube and my producer studio, cooltv.se in Sweden. I'm here to tell you, I've just heard, I've seen a clip where the sirens are going off virtually non-stop. If you have on your app the rocket alert launch, and most people who are pro-Israeli will have this app on their phone, which allows them, the opportunity to be alerted when rockets are being launched against Israel. The app covers the area from Gaza into Israel, from Lebanon and Syria into Israel. So really, ultimately, it covers all known contingencies where Israel is being attacked. I've had to stop my Shabbat 3 hours short because I've just been literally pushed to the position where I've had to do this. Okay, tomorrow when you receive it, which will be a Sunday, so I'm effectively talking to you as if this has already happened, and I'm reporting it in post haste as if this is something that's ancient. This is not ancient. This is this last weekend's activities by the Islamic faithful terrorists, Hamas, in Gaza. I don't know how anybody could live through those circumstances. I've had to text some of my Facebook friends that I know live in Israel just to ask them if they're safe. The ones that I've responded, the ones that I've texted about, two have come back and said they're safe. But this is terrible. This is actually one of the larger offensives that have been launched by Hamas against Israel. One of the larger offensives. But I'm going to say, this is only just the beginning. They're only just getting warmed up. And I think it's because they want to goad Israel into a war, to get soldiers, IDF soldiers, into the Gaza Strip with an attempt to retake the Gaza Strip. And then they know full well there will be a killing field for the Israeli soldiers. Israel are not going to be goaded into this, but this is what they want. And here's the kicker. Here is the $64 billion hypocritical, double-standard kicker. The mainstream media, the BBC, and none of them are reporting this whatsoever. None of them are reporting this. You're receiving this post on a Sunday. I cut short my Shabbat 3 hours early in order to give you this report. And seems that it's a major editorial bit to include the video clips. I would consider that it would be Sunday to do this. First thing, you get this report. Thank you very much. This is David C. reporting on behalf of cooltv.se for on behalf of Israel, reporting the news about what's happened this weekend. Wake up and smell the coffee. And by the way, for those people who are liberal out there, you can't hear me over the din of your own lawnmower about what's really happening in the world.
The Hamas terrorist organization fired a rocket from the Gaza Strip at the synagogue right behind me. A place where innocent Israelis gather every day, and especially today on the Sabbath. A place of family, a place of faith, just like any other house of worship anywhere in the world. Over the last 24 hours, Hamas fired over 90 rockets and mortars from Gaza at innocent Israeli families. This is the same Hamas which steals millions of dollars worth of humanitarian aid meant for its people and gives it to its military. The IDF will continue to act against Hamas, which is terrorizing the people of Gaza and the people of Israel until quiet is restored and innocent Israeli civilians can pray peacefully in their synagogues.
I'm only one call away. I'll be there to save the day. Superman got nothing on me. I'm only one call away.
One unit has become legendary, the Israeli medical unit.
We did everything that we can to be as fast as possible on ground.
Israel's only the world's 152nd biggest country, but it's always one of the first to send disaster relief all over the globe.
No matter where you go, no, you're not alone. I'm only one call away.
The earthquake in Haiti.
I'll be there to save the day.
The tsunami in Japan.
Superman got nothing on me.
The typhoon in the Philippines.
I'm only one call away.
Save a Child's Heart brings children with life-threatening heart defects to Israel for cardiac care.
Save a Child's Heart brings children from all over the world.
From Ethiopia and Iraq.
From Syria.
Tanzania.
From Sudan.
Gaza and Palestinian territories, even when these countries are actually at war with Israel.
Save a Child's Heart volunteers and doctors transport and treat these kids in Israel free of charge.
I just wanna see you smile. No matter where you go, you know you're not alone. I'm only one call away.
Innovation Africa brings Israeli technology to rural African villages. Volunteers have built schools,
Superman got nothing on me.
medical clinics,
I'm only one call
and
away.
change the lives of over 750,000 people by providing tools for solar power and clean water.
When you're weak, I'll be strong. I'm gonna keep holding on.
Israel goes beyond its borders to save a life.
Change the world.
Make a difference. Israel is more than just a country.
Israel.
It's people helping other people.
When you feel like hope is gone, just run into my arms. I'm only one call away.
The Israelis came from the other side of the world.
I'll be there to save the day.
No one except the Israeli hospital has taken any of our patients.
Superman got nothing on me. I'm only one. I'm only one. Call away. I'll be there to save the day. Superman got nothing on me. I'm only one call away. I'm only one call away.
ساكت هنا يغوث 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 يا سلام هنا يابا هنا يغوث של מי הידה הזאת?
בואי אליי, בואי אליי.
הלך לאמא, הלך לאמא.
בואי אליי, בואי.